Once we step into the hallway with a coach and myself, I would first be transparent and say that I'm going to model a think aloud. I'm around reflection as a coach. I'd want to recognize possible implications that are happening in the classroom. There was not only myself and the coach in the classroom, but there was additional two adults. I could imagine there could be nervous feelings about when other adults are in the classroom, and I think it's just important to remember that teachers are human. Modeling this think aloud allows for us to kind of ground ourselves in like the purpose of our work, the importance of making connections with humans and as people and colleagues. This will allow us to back away from making assumptions and more so seek to understand. So after modeling this think aloud, I would then shift us into celebration. So thinking about all the things we can celebrate this teacher for. And although hearing celebrations boosts morale and confidence, we also want to be very strategic on the celebrations that we choose. So I would begin with low stake celebrations that are still leaning towards the highest leverage celebration that will transition us into our opportunity. So some celebrations were just talking about, it's evident that this teacher pre-planned and internalized the lesson herself. That way she was prepared for her students. She had the 10 frame taped down on the carpet. She was using student models. She was trying to be inclusive and making sure every single student got to play a part on the 10 frame. And then there was also this authentic attempt of transitioning from student models to counters. The highest leverage celebration that I would share with a coach is there was a solid attempt of building student conceptual understanding. The teacher began the lesson with, what does this look like? What do we do with a 10 frame? How could this help you? So she was trying to get the students to think about the why and why we would use these 10 frames to find the missing part. This celebration would lead to our opportunity. So we have our standard that the teacher was focusing on, that was conceptual understanding. And I would want to highlight about how this is something that we've been working on in school and through our professional development. And from there, I would want to seek to understand more about her pre-planning in our lesson. Again, this bridges on a strength of hers. She looks at the lesson. It's obvious that she pre-plans. So I'd be wondering about focusing in on our IPG where she scored the lowest, which is around targeting conceptual understanding, as well as core indicator 2C, checking for student understanding. She scored a 1 here. So what I would be wondering is, how does the teacher check for understanding? What questions is she thinking about, or is she pre-planning ahead of time in the lesson that is going to help build conceptual understanding? And then what are her look fors for listening? So in the opportunity in summary, I would pick one question that the teacher can reflect on. How do you check for student understanding when trying to build their conceptual understanding? From there, several different pathways could emerge. One might be, she doesn't. Great, this is an opportunity to continue building on your strength of lesson planning. Let's co-plan together and strategically insert or highlight check for understanding questions that you can ask your students. Another way is a teacher, maybe she already is inserting questions, and then we could plan as a coach going into the classroom, collecting evidence on what students saying, and then analyzing this data.